What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Voodoo. Today I'm going to build the metal chassis for the D12 drifter that I'm building, and this does not come with instructions. You just get bags of parts and hardware, but there's no instructions, no picture, nothing. Just a box of parts and some hardware. So, and one loose screw in the box. I guess that came out of the bag. But I thought I would go ahead and do a build video on this in case someone is building theirs and needs some help. At least there's a video out there to show you what goes where. So let's go ahead and get started building this chassis. Alright, we're going to start with the main plate here, which holds the motor. We got our frame rails laid out here. And this will be up front for the, would that be the front? No, this will actually be the front. So this will go up here. This will be in the back. And this is the battery door, which I'm not sure I'll be using this. I think I'm going to run the battery in the back. And these are the shock mounts. And these do come with hex hardware. It looks like 1.5 and 2 millimeter hex hardware. So here's a bag of honey. This is there's some Phillips in here as well as hex, so I'm not sure on that until we get there. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure out what screws go where. See, each bag has their own screws, so I'm assuming these screws go with these two parts here. So let's go ahead and get these open. Get them dumped out here. Okay, there's 4 of these socket head screws, and they are actually 2.5 millimeter. And so these come with 1.5, 2, and 2.5. And I'm assuming it's these screws because there's 4 of them. And I'm not going to Loctite anything on this until I'm positive everything is where it goes. I'll get it started sideways there, cross threading. So we'll get all 4 of these put in. Make sure you got the little grooves facing down, so the flat spot is on top, and you know, it arches toward the back, so it'll be just like the stock one. That one there was a little harder to get in than the other ones. I'm not sure why. Okay, let's go with this front part here. Now this is, you can see the groove slides right into. Okay, in that bag you get 6 of the 1.5 millimeter socket heads, 1 Phillips, and this little standoff, brass standoff spacer. So we're going to go ahead and put these socket heads in here, 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 and here. Okay, I'll give you a close-up of where them 4 go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, when you install these, this is aluminum, so of course it's a soft metal. Snug these down, make sure they're just countersunk below the aluminum there. Make sure there's nothing sticking up because stuff sits on top of there. Next we're going to add the back battery tray. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.5 millimeter button heads. And line up the holes. Okay, I just realized that the battery tray has the 2 little pegs, so that actually has to go in before the frame rails are screwed together. So we need to back this out. And make room for the battery tray. Okay, got a little ahead of myself there. Get the battery tray out. This will sit in the grooves, so that has to be put on. Slide in the grooves before you attach it. So let's get the screws back in here and we'll continue on. Okay, now that we got that together, the battery door working, haven't put the latch on. The latch is also the spare tire holder, if you plan on running a spare tire. I don't, so that will go like that. slide it around, it releases, slide it back, and it puts the little trap door shut. So let's get our screws back on this side. I just took them out of the one side. Next we have the suspension mounts. All the extra screws that they give, notice that's the Phillips ones. That is to attach the body. So, and all the, like the servo, they give you all the screws, a complete set, even though you will have all of those from your old one. It's still, they give you a complete set to reattach motor mount, servo, ESC, you know, front arms, all that stuff. So that's kind of cool. I was wondering why they was Phillips when everything else was heck. So we got the long ones and the short ones, and the long ones are for the back, so they will go like that. He will use 8 of the M2.5. And let's see, which ones of these short ones do we use? We will use this one. It will follow the line with the chassis rails. So if we would use that one, that would kick them back, and that don't look how it's supposed to be. Yeah, so just use the one that follows the chassis rail, so you'll know which one goes on the correct side. So if your front leaf spring mount is pointing backwards or toward the rear, you got it on the wrong side, and that will mess up your suspension because it's going to be too short at that point. Alright, we're going to do this same thing to the other side and then put the door latch on. When putting on the back mounts, make sure you see the 2 offset holes here. Make sure the one that's closest to the front is on this side. That way you don't get these. Basically, if you just follow, you know, how it looks on the stock, this kit is pretty self-explanatory, but just to be sure, something very small like that can be overlooked. And then later on, when your axles aren't sitting right and the suspension is not sitting where it's supposed to, and you don't know what in the world's going on, something very simple like that Alright, let's get our door on here. Both of these use the Phillips. Okay, I got the spare tire holder on, which is also the battery door latch. And you see it opens and closes. And slide it over to lock it. So that is the frame. And that is everything that comes in the kit besides the little standoff, and I'm assuming it's probably for the ESC. But it gives you the spot for the on-off switch with the that I won't be using, but it's there if you're just wanting to take all your stock components off, put it onto the metal chassis. They give you every screw, every part that you need to resecure everything. So that is going to do it for the metal chassis conversion for the D12. So I hope this video helped someone. Maybe you was having issues getting stuck on a spot, maybe. So maybe this helped you. If it did, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.